Practice Test B. Section 1. Listening Comprehension. In this section of the test, you will have an opportunity to demonstrate your ability to understand conversations and talks in English. There are 3 parts to this section, with special directions for each part. Answer all the questions on the basis of what is stated or implied by the speakers in this test. When you take the actual TOEFL test, you will not be allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Try to work on Practice Test B in the same way. Part A. Directions. In Part A, you will hear short conversations between 2 people. After each conversation, you will hear a question about the conversation. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Here is an example. On the recording, you hear,
"I don't like this painting very much."
Neither do I.
"What does the man mean?" In your book, you read, A. He doesn't like the painting either. B. He doesn't know how to paint. C. He doesn't have any paintings. D. He doesn't know what to do. You learn from the conversation that neither the man nor the woman likes the painting. The best answer to the question, "What does the man mean?" is A. He doesn't like the painting either. Therefore, the correct choice is A. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part A with the first conversation. Number 1.
Thanks a lot. This scarf will be perfect with my blue jacket.
Made a good choice, did I?
What does the man mean? Number 2.
My cousin Bob is getting married in California, and I can't decide whether to go.
It's a long trip, but I think you'll have a good time.
What does the man imply? Number 3.
"Excuse me, could you bring me a glass of water, please?"
Sorry, but I'm not a waiter.
What does the man mean? Number 4.
Got the time?
"It's a little after 10.
What does the woman mean? Number 5.
You did an excellent job on that presentation.
Thanks. I put a lot of time into it.
What does the woman mean? Number 6.
Are you ready to go jogging?
"Almost. I have to warm up first."
What does the woman mean? Number 7.
I've been calling David for the past half hour, but I keep getting a busy signal.
"Well, if you don't get him soon, we'll just have to go to the movies without him."
Why are the women trying to call David? Number 8.
If I don't find my wallet pretty soon, I'm going to have to report it stolen.
Hold on. Before you call the campus security office, have you checked your car, all your jacket pockets, everywhere?
What does the woman suggest the man do? Number 9.
I notice you don't buy your lunch in the cafeteria anymore.
When prices went up, I decided to bring my own.
Why doesn't the woman buy food in the cafeteria? Number 10.
You know, my car hasn't been the same since I bumped into that telephone pole.
You'd better have that looked into before you drive to Florida.
What does the woman mean? Number 11.
Hello? I'd like 2 seats for this evening's show.
Sorry, but the performance is already sold out. Would you be interested in something later this week?
What does the woman imply? Number 12.
That leaky faucet is starting to get to me.
What should we do about it?
What does the woman want to know? Number 13.
Could you please tell me where to find running shoes?
Yes, they'd be on the 2nd floor in sporting goods.
Where is this conversation probably taking place? Number 14.
Mary, did you drop off the roll of film for developing?
No, I got Susan to do it.
What happened to the roll of film? Number 15.
The floor is awfully wet. What happened?
No sooner had I gotten into the shower than the phone rang.
What does the man imply? Number 16.
Aren't you leaving tomorrow for vacation? All packed and ready to go?
Not quite. I still have to stop by the drugstore and get my allergy prescription refilled.
What does the man imply? Number 17.
It's so mild today. Want to go for a bike ride after your last class?
What's the latest we could start? My last class is a chem lab, and it often runs late.
What does the woman mean? Number 18.
I knew Laurie played the piano, but I didn't know she played the guitar.
Neither did I. It seems she just picked it up on her own over the summer.
What does the woman mean? Number 19.
I heard that Parker Electronics is going to be holding interviews on campus next week.
Yeah? What day? I'd like to talk to them and drop off my resume.
What does the woman want to do? Number 20.
You know, some TV channels have been rerunning a lot of comedies from the 60s. What do you think of those old shows?
Not much, but then the new ones aren't so great either.
What does the man mean? Go on to the next page. Number 21.
Janet, here's the book you loaned me, but I'm a bit embarrassed. I can't seem to find the jacket for it.
I would have never even noticed. You're one of the few people who actually returns books to me.
What can be inferred from the conversation? Number 22.
Did you hear if the debate team is going on to the state competition, or did they get eliminated?
Actually, I haven't been following their progress this year.
What does the man imply? Number 23.
I want to take comparative anatomy this year, but according to the requirements, I have to have taken the introductory biology course first.
Ask the professor if he can take them simultaneously. All he can do is say no.
What does the woman suggest the man do? Number 24.
If I can get Brian to pay back the money I lent him last week, I could get that new tennis racket.
I hope you have better luck than I did.
What does the woman imply? Number 25.
I hear you're quite proficient on the violin.
I'm pretty rusty after all these years.
What does the man mean? Number 26.
I really want to see the play at the outdoor theater tonight. Will you come with me?
You know I hate battling all those mosquitoes. But if you have your heart set on it.
What can be inferred about the man? Number 27.
Have you visited the new exhibit?
Not yet, but it'll be at the Student Center until June.
What does the man imply? Number 28.
I have to be at the dentist at 7:30 tomorrow morning.
Then you won't miss any classes.
What does the woman imply? Number 29.
I'm taking up a collection for the jazz band. Would you like to give?
Just a minute while I get my wallet.
What will the woman probably do next? Number 30.
Your cousins just called. They're stranded at the beach.
So they didn't manage to get a lift after all.
What had the woman assumed about her cousins? This is the end of Part A. Go on to the next page. Now read along as the directions for Part B are being read. Part B. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you should not take notes or write on your test pages. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part B with the first conversation. Questions 31 through 34. Listen to a conversation between 2 students.
Hey, Karen, looks like you got some sun this weekend.
Yeah, I guess so. I spent the weekend at the beach.
Oh, yeah? That's great. Where'd you stay?
Some friends of my parents live out there, and they invited me for as long as I wanted to stay.
So, what are you doing back here already?
Oh, I have a paper I need to work on, and I just couldn't do any serious studying at the beach.
I don't blame you. So, what did you do out there? I mean, besides lie out in the sun, obviously.
I jogged up and down the beach, and I played some volleyball. You know, I never realized how hard it is to run on sand. I couldn't even get through a whole game before I had to sit down. It's much easier to run in the wet sand near the water.
Not to mention cooler. Did you go swimming?
I wanted to, but they said the water isn't warm enough for that until a couple of months from now, so I just waded in up to my knees.
It all sounds so relaxing. I wish I could get away to the beach like that.
It looks like you could use it. Don't tell me you spent the weekend in the library again.
Number 31. How did the woman spend last weekend? Number 32. Why did the woman come home so soon? Number 33. Why did the woman have to stop playing in the volleyball game? Number 34. Why didn't the woman go swimming? Questions 35 through 38. Listen to a conversation between a graduate student and her biology professor.
Thanks for stopping by, Anne. I'd like to talk to you about a research project I thought you might be interested in. A friend of mine is working at Yellowstone National Park this summer.
Yellowstone? I've always wanted to spend some time out in Wyoming.
Wait till you hear what the project is. She's working with the buffalo population. The herds have been increasing in size lately, which is good in theory.
Yeah, but I thought they were in danger of becoming extinct.
Well, apparently, because of all the winter tourists, paths are created in the snow. More buffalo are surviving the harsh winters because the paths make it easier for the buffalo to move around and find food. But it turns out that some of the herds are infected with a bacteria.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Brucella abortus.
Right. It's been around for quite a while.
Yes, it has. And because the buffalo population is increasing, they've been roaming more than usual, and the disease has begun to spread to the cattle ranches that border the park.
That's bad news. Isn't that the disease that causes animals to abort their young?
Yes, and it's caused a lot of controversy. Some of the ranchers even want to destroy the buffalo herds.
That's awful. Have they made much progress with the research?
So far, they've been collecting tissue samples from dead buffalo to see if the bacteria is present.
I'd really be interested in working on this. You know I've been researching diseased animal populations.
That's why I thought of you. I took the liberty of mentioning your name to my friend. She's hoping you'll be able to spend the whole summer out there.
Well, I was going to work on my thesis a lot in July, but I'm sure my advisor wouldn't want me to pass up this opportunity.
Number 35. What did the professor want to talk to Anne about? Number 36. According to the professor, why is the buffalo population increasing? Number 37. Why does the professor think Anne would be interested in going to Yellowstone? Number 38. How will Anne probably spend the summer? This is the end of Part B. Go on to the next page. Now read along as the directions for Part C are being read. Part C. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear several short talks. After each talk, you will hear some questions. The talks and the questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Here is an example. On the recording you hear, "Listen to an instructor talk to his class about a television program."
I'd like to tell you about an interesting TV program that'll be shown this coming Thursday. It'll be on from 9 to 10 p.m. on Channel 4. It's part of a series called Mysteries of Human Biology. The subject of the program is the human brain, how it functions and how it can malfunction. Topics that will be covered are dreams, memory, and depression. These topics are illustrated with outstanding computer animation that makes the explanations easy to follow. Make an effort to see this show. Since we've been studying the nervous system in class, I know you'll find it very helpful.
Now listen to a sample question. What is the main purpose of the program? In your book, you read, A. To demonstrate the latest use of computer graphics. B. To discuss the possibility of an economic depression. C. To explain the workings of the brain. D. To dramatize a famous mystery story. The best answer to the question, "What is the main purpose of the program?" is C. To explain the workings of the brain. Therefore, the correct choice is C. Now listen to another sample question. Why does the speaker recommend watching the program? In your book, you read, A. It is required of all science majors. B. It will never be shown again. C. It can help viewers improve their memory skills. D. It will help with coursework. The best answer to the question, "Why does the speaker recommend watching the program?" is D. It will help with coursework. Therefore, the correct choice is D. Remember, you should not take notes or write on your test pages. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part C with the first talk. Questions 39 through 41. Listen to a talk given by a tour guide.
Welcome to Everglades National Park. The Everglades is a watery plain covered with sawgrass that's home to numerous species of plants and wildlife. At 1.5 million acres, it's too big to see it all today, but this tour will offer you a good sampling. Our tour bus will stop first at Taylor Slough. This is a good place to start because it's home to many of the plants and animals typically associated with the Everglades. You'll see many exotic birds and, of course, our world-famous alligators. Don't worry, there's a boardwalk that goes across the marsh so you can look down at the animals in the water from a safe distance. The boardwalk is high enough to give you a great view of the sawgrass prairie. From there, we'll head to some other marshy and even jungle-like areas that feature wonderful tropical plant life. For those of you who'd like a closer view of the sawgrass prairie, you might consider renting a canoe sometime during your visit here. However, don't do this unless you have a very good sense of direction and can negotiate your way through tall grass. We'd hate to have to come looking for you. You have the good fortune of being here in the winter, the best time of year to visit. During the spring and summer, the mosquitoes will just about eat you alive. Right now, they're not so bothersome, but you'll still want to use an insect repellent.
Number 39. What is the main purpose of the tour? Number 40. What does the speaker imply about paddling across the water in a canoe? Number 41. Why is it good to visit the Everglades in the winter? Questions 42 through 46. Listen to a talk given by an astronaut.
Thank you. It's great to see so many of you interested in this series on survival in outer space. Please excuse the cameras. We're being videotaped for the local TV stations. Tonight I'm going to talk about the most basic aspect of survival, the spacesuit. When most of you imagine an astronaut, that's probably the first thing that comes to mind, right? Well, without spacesuits, it would not be possible for us to survive in space. For example, outer space is a vacuum. There's no gravity or air pressure. Without protection, a body would explode. What's more, we'd cook in the sun or freeze in the shade, with temperatures ranging from a toasty 300 degrees above to a cool 300 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. The spacesuit that NASA has developed is truly a marvel. This photo enlargement here is a life-size image of an actual spacesuit worn by astronauts on the last space shuttle mission. This part is the torso. It's made of 7 extremely durable layers. This thick insulation protects against temperature extremes and radiation. Next is what they call a bladder of oxygen. That's an inflatable sac filled with oxygen to simulate atmospheric pressure. This bladder presses against the body with the same force as the Earth's atmosphere at sea level. The innermost layers provide liquid cooling and ventilation. Despite all the layers, the suit is flexible, allowing free movement so we can work. Another really sophisticated part of the spacesuit is the helmet. I brought one along to show you. Can I have a volunteer come and demonstrate?
Number 42. What is the speaker's main purpose? Number 43. What would cause an unprotected human body to explode in outer space? Number 44. Where is the bladder of oxygen located? Number 45. What does the speaker show the audience as she describes the main part of the spacesuit? Number 46. What will probably happen next? Questions 47 through 50. Listen to a talk about a program sponsored by a student organization.
Good evening. My name is Pam Jones, and on behalf of the Modern Dance Club, I'd like to welcome you to tonight's program. The club is pleased to present the TV version of The Catherine Wheel, Twyla Tharp's rock ballet. This video version of the ballet has been even more successful with audiences than the original theater production. It includes some animation, slow motion, and stop-action freezes that really help the audience understand the dance. The title of the piece refers to St. Catherine, who died on a wheel in 307 AD. Nowadays, a Catherine wheel is also a kind of firework. It looks something like a pinwheel. Anyway, the dance is certainly full of fireworks. You'll see how Twyla Tharp explores one family's attempt to confront the violence in modern life. The central symbol of the work is a pineapple, but exactly what it represents has always created a lot of controversy. As you watch, see if you can figure it out. The music for this piece is full of the rhythmic energy of rock music. It was composed by David Byrne of the rock band Talking Heads, and the lead dancer in this version was Sarah Rudner, who is perfectly suited to Tharp's adventurous choreography. Following the video, dance teacher Mary Parker will lead a discussion about the symbolism Miss Tharp used. We hope you can stay for that. So enjoy tonight's video, and thank you for your support.
Number 47. What is the purpose of the talk? Number 48. Why was the video version of the dance more successful than the theater production? Number 49. What kind of music is the dance performed to? Number 50. What will probably be included in the discussion after the program? This is the end of Section 1 of Practice Test B. Set your clock for 25 minutes and begin work on Section 2.